Star Citizen Alpha 3.13.0 PTU has released an M patch, and it looks potentially like a big hurdle towards the wider PTU and live build has been resolved now. We are still in Wave 1 PTU, and we are raring to go to Wave 2 and Open PTU for sure thereafter, but it appears that sign distance field shields, they've been fixed now. So there was a huge bug with that where ships were basically flying around shieldless, and if they were moving, the sign distance field shields would lag behind, and I was worried that this was going to be this huge entrenched desync issue that was not going to be solvable. Fortunately, it was not that. It was something more simple that we had hoped, so awesome. They also fixed a few other major roadblocks. So we had a issue where there'd be a huge wait for missions to load in. So you turn up to a mission location and enemies might not load in. They might be popping in of assets. They could be there for a whole load of time waiting for a mission to load. And it could just appear that it was entirely broken. But being broken or not loading, again, largely been solved with a lot of missions, so that's great. The 100 series of ships is now flyable again and responsive. Some weapon stuff. The Deadbolt 5 doesn't immediately and constantly overheat anymore when you fire it. The NN14 cannons and mounted guns fire correctly as well now. Rented ships now appear and are spawnable again from ASOP terminals. There were cargo fixes as well. Cargo retrieval missions now update properly and progress properly, and players should now not constantly drop boxes when they pick them up in New Babbage. There's still a big unsolved set of issues with ASOP terminals displaying unable to spawn at this time for ships, and this could also fine players for spawning a ship if they already had a ship on that pad. So getting your ship and flying it is the basics of what I want to work in Star Citizen after so many years. Like, this sort of stuff is very, very Babbitt needs to work. Players may get a random crime stat when killing a bounty. This breaks the whole bounty hunting gameplay, and in fact makes PvP and griefing even worse because it's harder to deal with. Because if you do try and deal with an unlawful player, you could get a crime stat yourself. Placing a trolley under an elevator and calling it can damage ships with collisions, or you can jank them in doorways and that will kill players. So you can blow up ships, you can kill players with trolleys pretty easily. They are mega deadly and could be used to grief with, so they sort of need to get those solved. Also, while recording this, well, I say while recording this, after I wrote the script for this, or the bullet points for this, me and Sin were doing some cave missions, and I realised that the fact that we don't have an FPS HUD properly for a lot of the FPS stuff is devastating for any form of FPS combat. You can't tell how much ammo you've got, you can't tell if a gun's going to work or not. It's a huge, giant blocker, in my opinion, that the FPS HUD does not work currently, so they need to get that solved ASAP. Beyond that, there's some other major bug fixes that they've implemented though. They fixed an issue causing the Star Runner fuel scoops not function fully, so you can actually have a bit less of a fuel guzzly Star Runner, which has been improved quite a bit through 3.13. And the Talon Canopy viewpoint should no longer toggle without user input. EMP charge on the HUD should no longer be missing from ships. They fixed an issue causing ship cockpit glass to become blurry from wear after a very short period of time, which could cause people to effectively be flying, not blind, but, you know, not in the best state. MISC Prospector mining laser gimbal mounts and the mining laser should no longer be able to be attached onto other ships. The engine on-off prompt and keyboard input should now have functionality when using ground vehicles. They fixed an issue causing the rotation animation to not work when a player is holding a med pen. They fixed an issue causing NPCs to appear very dark when sitting at chairs in mining stores at the refineries. They fixed 5 clients and 3 server crashes, as well as 2 server deadlocks as well. And there are still some known issues beyond what we'd previously talked about, the sort of like more major ones that Cloud Imperium are trying to solve. These are a bit more minor, in my opinion. After undocking the Merlin, no other player can undock it. The name of the ship is not displayed after an insurance claim. The customizable nameplates do not appear to be visible anywhere on the Carrack Expedition. When on a landing pad, trolleys are unable to be pushed or pulled up entryway cargo ramps or elevator ramps and all that sort of stuff. Docking with a moving ship, so the P-52 trying to dock with the Constellation when it's moving, sort of snaps it into position quite jankily. Weapon icons, ammo count, and grenade counts are missing from the user HUD. Yeah, that's pretty bad one. Bright opaque fog, volume encompassing cockpits of ships at Lagrange points and near gas clouds. is a big thing as well. And just general fog being a bit janky and glitchy, sort of looking weird, and we found in a lot of areas. I'd expect that once they've solved the ship spawning, trolley murder, and bounty hunting issues, as well as the HUD, that we'll be in a state where we'll probably be able to move into open PTU. Performance is quite a bit better currently than previous PTUs, though not ideal around some of the major landing zones like Lawville. We have heard from Cloud Imperium that we should be getting some performance improvements with more CPU cores being utilised in 3.13 Live, so let's hope for that. Me and Zin, neither of us have actually had a 30k this current PTU patch so far, so server stability looks pretty good. I noticed that the Cutlass HUD is somewhat offset, which is pretty annoying. Also, quantum travel works erratically still. I'm not sure if it was just unluckiness, but I did ram a planet randomly. It literally 180'd me and rammed me into a planet, and also it took a lot of times before it would let me quantum travel to the location I wanted to. Sometimes it wouldn't let me select the location. So the star map and quantum travel, a bit janky and a bit broken still. I'm using the word janky a lot incorrectly, but you know what I mean. Star Citizen equal occasional and often jank, especially in its PTU builds. It looks like Cloud Imperium are trying to plod towards getting a 3.13 build out to a wider audience ASAP. Hopefully by this weekend. I've been hoping for a live build for the last 2 weeks, so what do I know? It's obviously been delayed somewhat. But what do you think? Have you been playing in the latest 3.13.0 PTU? What have you seen performance and stability wise? When do you think we will see a live build? Whatever your thoughts, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Do you have questionable taste in anime? Do you not want internet pirates looting your internet search history? Do you want a way to have more accessibility to the internets from more countries? Or is your security and privacy important to you? Well, get NordVPN. I shill for them, and you should use the code BoredGamer or the links below for a discount. Try it out. It's like a fleet of escort ships making sure your internet experience doesn't get griefed. We have the April ship giveaway as well for a Mercury Star Runner. The ship is extremely multi-role and should be part of any budding citizen's fleet. All you need to do to be in for a chance of winning one is comment on any of my videos made during the month. A random commenter will take that prize. These giveaways and the wider channel content are made possible by people that go the extra mile by becoming a Patreon or a YouTube channel member with that join button and the links below. And me and Zin, the editor for the channel, are now trying to put out regular exclusive content as a thank you. We'll also be asking you in those videos to help shape the channel with making decisions about what content we do and how we do it. Please consider joining if you're really enjoying the content. It really does help. Take care, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe for more Star Citizen content, and I'll see you in the verse.